In the financial world, Jamie Dimon is a very influential figure. His career is full of legends from a financial family, through setbacks and challenges, and finally became the helm of J.P. Morgan Chase. In the 2008 financial crisis stood out, wrote his own brilliant chapter. Jamie Dimon was born into a financial family. His grandfather went from penniless to successful banker and stockbroker, and his father was a wealthy stockbroker. Such a family environment made him determined to enter the financial industry and accumulate huge wealth from a young age. Damon had good grades as a student, but the college application process was not smooth, and after being rejected by his dream Brown University and Princeton University, he entered Tufts University. At Tufts, he worked hard to prove himself, graduating at the top of his class and successfully getting accepted to Harvard Business School. At Harvard, he showed a different side, dressing differently and taking different political positions from his classmates, and winning a Baker Scholarship for his outstanding grades. After graduation, he turned down offers from several well-known investment banks and chose to work for a family friend, Sandy Weill, despite being paid a third of his original salary. Sandy Weill, a legendary deal-maker in the financial industry, picked Dimon and hired him as his personal assistant, which gave him access to major deals and made him feel like he was at the top of the financial world at the age of 28. However, a twist of fate ensued. The board rejected Sandy Weill's plan to sell Fireman's Fund to Warren Buffett while he was president of American Express. Sandy Weill resigned in anger, and Dimon left out of loyalty. After leaving American Express, they targeted Commercial Credit, a loan company in Baltimore. Despite problems with commercial credit and a return on equity of just 4%, well below the 15% of peers, Dimon found it had assets to sell and room to cut costs. After Buffett declined to invest, they raised money through a public offering and successfully acquired Commercial Credit. Since then, they have cut costs, generated $100 million in profits in the first year, achieved an 18% return on equity, and improved their credit rating. They then used Commercial Credit to make acquisitions, creating Citigroup in 1998, with Sandy Weill as the king of Wall Street and Dimon as president of Citigroup, managing investment funds. But there is a growing conflict between Damon and Sandy Weill. Dimon thinks he should be CEO of Citigroup, and Sandy Weill thinks he might not be right for the job, given his blunt, hot-tempered personality. The dispute between the two intensified over Damon's handling of Sandy Weill's daughter Jessica's job, and he was eventually fired by Sandy Weill in November 1998 after not promoting Jessica because of his performance. Undeterred by his dismissal, Mr. Dimon is determined to build an empire bigger than cities. In 1999, opportunity presented itself to the ailing First Bank to offer him an olive branch. Dimon invested a lot of money to buy the First Bank stock in order to turn the situation around. He took a series of measures, such as selling underperforming businesses, cutting executive compensation, and firing 12,000 employees. In 2000, he also set aside $4.4 billion in impairment and loan loss provisions. Although it led to the company's loss that year, it won the recognition of Wall Street and the stock rose. A year later, Bank One had a profit of $2.6 billion. In 2003, as J.P. Morgan Chase suffered fines and image damage from the Enron scandal, CEO William Harrison sought a suitable successor. At this point, the First Bank and J.P. Morgan Chase business fit, and Harrison made it clear that Dimon would become CEO after merger. So the two banks merged, and Dimon officially became the helm of J.P. Morgan Chase. Since taking over, Dimon has continued to cut costs, overhaul incentive structures, and create a fortress balance sheet. In 2007-2008, the U.S. housing market downturn triggered the financial crisis, and Bear Stearns was on the verge of bankruptcy. Mr. Dimon's bank, less exposed to subprime lending, acquired Bear Stearns at a bargain price at the behest of the government, a deal that did not directly benefit earnings but boosted J.P. Morgan's reputation. And Citigroup, reeling from its massive holdings of troubled mortgage-backed securities, lost its glory days. In the 2008 financial crisis, J.P. Morgan Chase performed well and became the safer bank choice. Dimon's money market management business generated $200 billion in revenue, and commercial banking revenue rose 27%. Citigroup, by contrast, was struggling through the crisis, and Sandy Weill realized that firing Dimon might have been a mistake. In 2020, Jamie Dimon became the last Wall Street CEO to survive the 2008 recession, sticking to his principles and upholding his values to treat everyone equally, establishing a unique personal style and leadership image in the financial world, and becoming an iconic figure in the financial industry.